cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to the Bianconerizone Live. With me today, as always, of course, we're going to be talking about all the stuff that we had going on. And I know I paused it real quick before I introduced Alejandro, but I just want to say this is obviously going to be a show. We're going to be talking about the game that was yesterday, the lot of different fall blowback things that fell through because of that match, injuries, players, their futures, substitutions. I want to talk about all of it. But with me, as always, and I say as always, even though really I haven't been on the lives that much, but
Yeah.
whatever. With him, I heard that snark over there. I'm gonna start doing them more. I'll be on here tomorrow too. But with me is Alejandro Fancello. How are you doing, sir?
Not good for once.
Give me 1 second. I think my headphones went out for 1 second. So let's see if I can get these back going.
Yeah.
Uh,
But you can you hear me? No.
Anyway, if you want to go ahead and open it up real quick while I'm fixing this real quick, of course this happens right
Okay.
now. But if you don't
Um.
mind, just go ahead and opening it up with everything. Your thoughts from the game yesterday.
So my thoughts. I think people would have already seen it by now in the reaction video. But I would say I hate doing reaction videos because I cannot think about it. Or maybe it's better at times. You just say what you think, but then rewatching it, I I see new things, but dropping in my how do you want to say it? Passing my mind. I see new things. Like I came on yesterday or did the reaction video. I was alone, so that's a mess already. So I have
Right.
nobody to guide me. So and I put a lot of blame on Rabiot for the goal, and I rewatched it because the goal. So we conceded the goal. I did not watch a replay because I was pissed. So I did not watch a replay. I rewatched it. I would put like 70% of the blame on the leg, and I would say 30% on Rabiot. So I will take that
Mm-hmm.
back. So that's why I hate doing reaction videos. I should have watched back. That's my mistake. Um, but we will talk about it. Moving on in the show about the mistake. But the game in general, I would say maybe like the Milan game is still my. I still have nightmares about the Milan game, the way we played. I think this is close to it, very close to it. Just the way we played. Like that
Yeah.
first half, it wasn't great. We weren't great, but we took the lead, and maybe we shouldn't have been going in halftime with a lead. I think Villarreal deserved the goal, but I was like, okay, we have this under control. We come out in the second half. The first, I would say, 10 minutes, maybe a bit more, was okay. This is good, and then it was brutal to watch. Like it was very difficult to watch because we were struggling everywhere, and I would say not in terms of oh my god they're gonna score like 3 4 goals now, like it's gonna be insane, not that, but we had no control over the game at all. Like you can actually see players struggling, like disappeared, like looking around and having no idea what to do. And
Mm-hmm.
players like Locatelli, like that second half from Locatelli was, I would say that was probably his worst game half since he joined us. That was really bad. And I'll keep saying it, De at times, like 3 4 times in like 4 minutes, he received the ball and he had absolutely no idea what he needed to do with it. He was looking around. There was no one to pass it to. He was being put under pressure, and like there was nobody coming towards him to ask the ball. And that tells me that team, it's March. I would say it's March. We have so no identity. We have no style of play. We have absolutely nothing, and
Mm-hmm.
that's very very worrying. Like that's I would say red alarm. It is red alarm, but like it's not gonna change until the end of the season. Like it's not tomorrow. Excuse me, Saturday at Empoli. We have a style of play, and we're gonna play free fall football. That's not gonna happen. So it's gonna be this until the end of the season, and that's I would say scary. It is scary, but that's not good. That's absolutely not good. So
Right.
yeah.
I think I don't know. Just the sorry, my headphones are still having issues. Hopefully, you don't have any feedback, right? Do you right now from
No, no,
me
I'm good. I'm good.
um, using that? Okay, so hopefully this is gonna work out. We'll just keep trolling through without this. But yeah, that's one of the things really was frustrating to see. Not only, I mean, where can I start? Like you were talking about Locatelli, obviously he struggled. He hasn't been himself for. a few games. I feel like, especially what I'm expecting from him. I mean, he's starting to regress to the mean when it comes to Juventus
Yeah.
midfielders right now. And I don't think this is a long term thing. I hope not. Um, but then also, I didn't understand coming into a match like Villarreal, a match that to me I feel like was a must win, a one that you want to get. Feel like you're playing away. This is a time to get a nice little I guess a little boost in hand because you have the return leg at home, somewhere you're comfortable, and if you already have a 1-0 victory or 2-0 whatever or 2-1 or
Yeah.
something like that, something to lay your head on, you'd be good to go. Why not start Zakaria? I don't understand that. Was there any kind of explanation for why you didn't start him?
Um, like looking at that lineup, I don't want to see Rabiot in it, but Zakaria plays on the right. He can play on the left, but like the right position in that midfield three or whatever you want is his main position, is his better position. So he started Rabiot. I like McKennie. Like I know, like I understand why McKennie starts, why he plays, and he's a big loss. Like we will talk about it. He will
Mm-hmm.
be a big miss for the way Allegri wants to play, if you want to call it play. Wants to
Yeah.
set up, wants to set up. So I was fine with that. Like I had no problem with it. Um, it's just I don't know. Like you said, like players like Locatelli, like Quadrado. I will take Quadrado. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's starting to piss me off, like big time, because I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, are we gonna do something? Because how many times yesterday he was in a position to put in a cross and he takes like 3, 4, 5 touches and then he tries to cross him. I'm like, it's too late. Like this is
Yep.
pointless. What you're doing now is pointless, and he keeps doing it. Like he takes too many touches on the ball. He messes up like all these, I would say small details, but like if every player starts to do that, like Locatelli now not playing well, Quadrado
Mm-hmm.
keeps playing really bad. Rabiot, we know Rabiot. Like Morata had a stinker of a game. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, what are we doing then? What are we doing? Like it's
Right.
it's at this point it becomes kind of pointless in my opinion. Like whoever you put in there, and that's why I saw a chat from I think it was Momac. He said we can't blame the players till king kingdom kingdom excuse me comes, but the issue is Allegri. You need to give him the boot. Like the last part, I said it. Like I won't talk about it until the end of the season, but he's right. Like at some point, yeah, we are blaming the players because they're playing the game, but at some point we need to look at the manager in charge. Like, what are you doing? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's not improving. It's the same thing over and over again. So again, we excuse me, we pay you to guide these players to great heights. I would say, like even if the squad
Yep.
is what it is, and if after every game you keep putting performances in like that, it's like yeah, the player, but what about the manager? And people think if you say something about the manager, it's like oh my god. And I've said it many times before. I like Allegri, I do, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not blind. Like I'm not blind. Like at the end of the day, I want my club to win, to do well, and if it's not him, then I will call it out. And at the moment, it looks like I need to put it nicely because if I say shambolic, people say, "Oh, but we haven't lost since I don't know November." Besides Super Cup, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, but are we where we need to be? Do you think that we are where we need to be at this point of the season?
Well, tw- my biggest problem with that sentiment is, and that's when I'm like, obviously the American in me comes out because, like, to me, and I feel like even if you don't have to be American to believe this, just with American sports, there's not a lot of draws. That's like a big thing when it comes to like fighting the battle of people trying to get into soccer, calcio, or whatever is the draw thing. And the problem is, like, to me, a draw is as good as a loss. That's what that is. To me, it's a loss. That's exactly what it is, and that's why I get frustrated. Is because it to me that I don't feel like you should get much more credit than taking it as a loss if you're Allegri. So not lost in 20 games doesn't you don't get any goodwill from me if it's 19 draws and one win. I know that's not where we sit right now, but at the same time, that's why I have a lot of frustration. Um, when it comes to that. Uh, and then there's a little other parts of it that really are starting to frustrate me. Sorry, I finally got my situation figured out. My Bluetooth died on me, so I couldn't even use my remote. Now we're good. Now I can actually hear you and everything. We're good to go. What frustrates me is it feels like our coach, and I've seen so many people. We see the comments, we see the Allegri outs, we see the people that are already commenting on that. And again, for the longest time, I've been under this, and I still, for the most part, believe Allegri's. I don't see Allegri going anywhere after one season. I don't. I still don't think. I mean, I don't know. I heard there's a bombshell. We'll talk about whatever. If you know of anything later, I'll let you lead it that way. People are saying Paulo Namolo is saying something. I don't know. I don't
What?
even.
Because yeah, you're right. I saw it in the comments, and I will say
Mhm.
that story went a completely different direction than what he actually said. Like I don't
Oh,
know.
really?
Like I didn't tweet it out because it was very vague what he said. Like he did nothing. Like I don't know which account tweeted it out, so I'm not. I saw the translation. The translation was good, but the retweets and the story it took was not right. So basically, people were saying if he doesn't make top four, he will get sacked. That's not what Nomolo said. Not even close. He said
Okay.
Agnelli is tied with Allegri, meaning he
Hmm.
chose Allegri. So it's kind of if he falls, he, they both fall. Like that's what he was insinuating, but he didn't say that. So he left that open to the imagination, and people, well, they they took it literally and they imagined things. So I don't know what story is around, but he didn't say he will get sacked. Like nothing like that at
Yeah.
all. If people are thinking that or asking that, that's not what he said.
So okay, see, I haven't, I mean, I haven't read it. This is the first time I was hearing of it when you jumped on here, and also, so basically from that is basically more of just it's a little bit clickbaity, but also it's a little bit of a, maybe foreboding this, this weird feeling that for some reason the, Agnelli dynasty could end if Allegri isn't successful, is what it sounds like. It's like they're trying to,
Yeah,
they're picking at pieces when they have the opportunity. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to I'm going to continue to operate under the belief that Allegri's getting at least 2 seasons. I don't see this one season. My problem though is like I said, I came on here. I didn't come on here. We didn't exist then. But I lived my life bitching and moaning and screaming about about the situation with Pirlo. I was frustrated with Pirlo because I saw no. I saw no final. Like what would we get? Like I think there's something along like the 30 different lineups throughout the season, or something like that. I can't remember the exact number. It was something wild like
it's
that.
worse this
Um,
season.
yeah, it's worse. And then also like the ones I'm looking at, like at least with Pirlo, while it was crazy because they were changing back and forth, and I'll get to the chat, guys. Sorry, I see a bunch of it. But basically, he keeps changing back and forth. But this now it doesn't make sense. Like to me, as a guy who, and I discredit myself as much as possible when it comes to this because as a fan. And as a person who didn't play it professionally, yeah, there's some stuff that I say maybe I don't know as well. It's always the fan who knows better than the coach, right? But I look at it and I just the commitment to Rabio, the commitment to playing him as much as he plays him instead of using some of your better guys. And I can understand the idea of resting guys, but these guys are professional athletes. I don't think Zakaria should need as much rest or whatever that he's getting. I don't know if it's he doesn't believe that he's fully can be utilized in the system right, but everything I see, just regardless of how much he has experience in the system, development in his system, I think Zakaria, you can just throw him out there and you're getting much better than what you're getting out of Rabio without any other prerequisites. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I know what you're saying. And I think a lot of people, like, I would say like 80% of the people think that like that, unless
Mhm.
you're one of those people saying like everything Allegri does is okay. And I'm not saying that's wrong. That's your opinion,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
But like you said, and now at this moment in time, he is forced to do different things. Like
Mhm.
there's no way to hide now. Like McKennie is out for the rest of the season. He's gone. Dybala, he might be back, but we know how Dybala is, so that's not guaranteed. Then you need to hope Vlahovic and Morata stay fit, like absolutely fit. Um,
Mhm.
Caio is out, and people say, "Ah, he was never playing," but we have so many injuries. At some
Mhm.
point,
You may need it.
you need him. Like you need man. Keane is not playing well. Like in midfield, he has He has Arthur, he has Locatelli, he has Sakaria, he has Rabiot, and that's it. So now he is forced, like he's forced he's forced to use Arthur with a more with a better continuity. Like there's no way to hide now. Or are you gonna play the other
Mm-hmm.
three into the ground? You have four midfielders. Like what are you going to do? So my hope is, and I see a lot of people saying Sule, and I agree. Like players like McKennie is out, and he was playing him yesterday. He started with playing him in the three, but it wasn't really three. We were playing at times it was a
Mm-hmm.
4-4-2, and most of the game was a 3-5-2. And McKennie was
Yeah.
just running in those spaces, and Quadrado was filling in his position. In the first half, Villarreal were struggling with that because they had no idea what was happening. Like McKennie was just all over that right hand side. So that's something we're gonna miss. So now he is forced to one, play Locatelli higher up the pitch and trust Arthur, which
Mm-hmm.
again yesterday Arthur he played one of the most scariest balls. He has one of those moments in every game, like he just plays it straight through the middle, like where they're all opponent players, like opponents, none of us. Like he keeps doing that for some reason. Um, so he's gonna play Locatelli higher up the pitch, or he should, and trust Arthur, or
Mm-hmm.
you need to gonna trust Sule. Like there's no way to hide now. There isn't. Or are you gonna play all the other players into the ground? And I saw people saying Bernadeschi. That's an even scarier thought. That's actually
Yeah.
very scary because we're gonna be like if you think we're pragmatic now, watch what will happen when you play when you try to force Bernadeschi in that 4-3-3, or even switch back to 4-2-2, 4-4-2, and stick Bernadeschi in that. We're gonna be super pragmatic and very boring, and it's not gonna look pretty at all. So, do I think he's gonna play Sule? No. Should Would any other coach give him a chance? And I'm not saying away to Empoli you're starting today. I'm not saying that. Just play him 20 minutes, play him another
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes, give him a half, and maybe then give him a start. Is he gonna do that? No. Should he be
Yeah.
doing that? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now is the moment. Now is the moment because you have so many injuries and so many games to play for, big games, and people say, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's not ready." I saw Liverpool 2 seasons ago. They had no backline. Like everybody was injured. Just name it. Van Dijk. The rest from the season. Matip. I forgot the other name. Matip. I forgot the other name. Gomez. Joe Gomez. They were
Mm-hmm.
all missing. They were playing Fabinho at center back at times. They were playing kids at center back.
Yeah.
They survived. They made top four. They made it because Klopp
Yeah.
just trusted those players. He had a system, and the players bought into it. And in the end, the system wins. Also, those kids who
Yeah.
played are kind of quality. They're good. They're good young players. So is Sule. So at some point, like there's nowhere to hide now. There's actually no way to hide.
Yeah, no, I completely agree that I think definitely we're gonna get to, hopefully. I mean, I'd imagine you get some run with some of those U23 guys. And I say hopefully, like I'm not the guy who's usually championing that, but I don't know other options you're gonna have. Um, going back a little bit, I want to work back a tiny bit into the game and some of the things that frustrated me. You talked to earlier about how, or just really shortly ago, about how the match and how it really played out in the beginning. And this seems pretty common, right? I mean, it's just copy and paste, rinse and repeat to me every single game seems to play out the same. Juventus can come out. I mean, hell, they came out last time on fire, just literally with not Kulusevski, what am I thinking? Vlahovic coming out and getting that fantastic goal in the first 30 seconds. Great, but the problem is eventually the other coach and the other team adjusts and they adjust to what you're doing and they start to catch on, and that's when the game eventually slows down. Juventus stop maybe, and it's hard to say that they ever really went for the jugular when Vlahovic had that moment in the first 30 seconds. But would I really say that they really did that a lot more after that? Not really. Um, but at least usually in my estimates, like around a 20-minute time frame, this usually happens where they come out kind of hot, kind of whatever, and then after that, the other team adjusts and they move on. Is he incapable of making in-game adjustments, or like when it comes, especially obviously, and I know with him that he's not really gonna. It's the same as Pirlo. My biggest complaint was when it came to substitutions. you're waiting till almost the 70th minute mark, really. But then yesterday he makes an adjustment at halftime. I didn't understand. I thought Alexander was actually
He
fine
was injured.
yesterday. I thought he.
He's injured.
Oh, was he injured?
He's out for
Oh, well,
10
there we go.
days.
Another player in the injury. Jesus Christ. Okay, another player on the injury list. See, I didn't even. I guess that's how much I pay attention to Alexandro. So he substitutes him. That's fine. My question is the next. Okay, so he brings in Minucci. Is that when they adjusted? Did they just back to a 4-man, or did they keep it at a
No,
3 at that point?
it was a 3, and I think the goal we conceded,
Mhm.
like, I don't think they knew they were playing at a 3 for some reason, because that's the only explanation for what happened with that goal. Like, they had no idea what they were playing. That's the only explanation. But I know we are meeting with
Yeah.
substitution, and you asked me, is
Yeah.
he incapable of in-game changes? Like, before he got sacked, he was the king of in-game changes. Like, he could change games,
That's
and Evra said it. I think Kadira also said it. Like, he can change things in games where people are like, really? Are you gonna sub that player off now? And it works. But I agree. At the moment, he is struggling.
Mhm.
Now, people say it's about quality on the bench. That's part of it. I agree, but you can help your squad out or your team on the pitch by just tweaking stuff. Like, just tweaking stuff.
Yeah.
And at the moment, he's just making like for like subs most of the time, or just weird ones. Also, and very late. I agree with you. Very, very late. He's waiting extremely late. I think he's beating Pirlo waiting for making subs. Remember Pirlo last season? Like, he was waiting until the 80th minute to make a sub. And
Yep.
this season,
Yep.
it's, and again, yesterday I was looking at the bench and I was like, who the hell is he gonna bring on? Like, who's gonna change his game? Like, Arthur, yeah, but like, if you want to win that game, there was nothing on that bench yesterday. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying you need to go for it now, because that bench is not gonna win you games. If you look around now at that bench, there's nothing on it. Like, let's be real. Like, if you look at that bench, who's on it? Who was on it? It was Keane. Like, it's Sule.
Yep.
Like, those players, like, players who are, how you want to say it? Fresh. How you want to say it? No.
Or like, are you
Juvenile,
saying like
very
they
young? They're
yeah.
ignorant, still ignorant. Like, green behind their ears, or how you gonna say it? I don't know if that's the saying.
Inexperienced?
Yeah, inexperienced. So
Well, inexperience is a system, and then also just I guess you could use the term rusty because they're not getting a lot of in-game minutes. They're not game ready because it's been so long since they played
like
in games at this level.
Like, players like Sule, they have nothing to lose. Like, is there pressure on them? Do you think there's pressure at this moment in time on them? I think it's on the experienced players. Like, he can come in and do his thing. Like,
explain that question. Do you mean pressure on Sule, or do you mean pressure on the club to use Sule?
No.
I would.
I don't think. I think it's he can play freely, because it is what it is. It's an emergency at the moment. Like, the squad is thin. Like, on Saturday, you don't like, if one journalist in the presser asks, is he gonna play? Is he gonna play? He should be removed from that presser room, because there's no questions. Like, he has like 12 players or 13 players to choose out. Like, who's gonna play. Like, there's nothing else. So that's why I say, if you bring in Sule, like, if you give him a decent amount of minutes, because I watched it last game. Again, it's Serie C, but like, he can play. Like, he can play. It is what it is. Like, Manu bring in Elanga, who, to be honest, is not a good player. He's nothing special, but he's making a difference in those few games. Like, he's scoring important goals even today, just because it's no pressure. Like, there's no pressure because it's desperate. They're desperate. They're bringing him in. Like, it is what it is. If it works, it works. That's at the moment. That's how I am thinking about it. Like, if Vlahovic has a stinker or Morata, they will get it. If Sule has a stinker, nobody will go after him, because we know it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying pressure would be a bit off.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed, well, first of all, I think to answer your question about Sule and all that, no, I don't think, I guess there could be a little pressure that maybe he put on himself as like, this is my opportunity, even though he's got to play. He got that like 5 seconds or whatever in that game before. Yeah. But anyway, this would be, to me, I just look at it as this is an opportunity for you. This is your chance, to step up, maybe solidify yourself as being a key piece in the future. that Juventus will look to down the line, especially maybe put yourself a step forward, maybe compared to some of these guys that are loaned out currently that, Fajoli, whoever, that don't have the chance to come step in right now. So there's a bit of that. Yes, there could be some pressure, but I think overall it shouldn't be viewed as that way. It's like, hey, we got to play you. You get your chance. But then otherwise, one of the things that stuck out to me, what you said about and I'm going to touch on this for just a second, then we can get back into it, about Juventus and the way, like you said, the journalists in there. I have a feeling. I feel like, and I don't know exactly how open is the press room for Juventus. Like, do they? Well, how are they with giving out their their press badges or whatever it comes to getting in there?
You're
Do
not
they
getting
let
in there.
anybody come in there?
No, no
Huh?
chance.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not asking for me. I'm not going. I'm not asking for me. I'm asking who selects that? Is it Juventus that selects who gets to come in and ask these questions?
Yeah, like it's
Because
open. You need to like they're not allowing like you need to be how you want to say it, a respected journalist for respected paper. Like they're not gonna like us. You know what I mean? Like you need to have a press badge
you
and
have
all
to have a
those
press pack.
things. And they can
But that's the
say you're not coming in, like because they did that in the past, saying nobody of that newspaper is coming in.
exactly. Well, that's my point. That's why I'm bringing it up. I'm not saying about me trying to get in there or any of us trying to get in there. My point is that's exactly what they're doing. We have the same issue here locally, where when there was a guy in charge, if they didn't want you getting in, you ain't getting in. And one, you're not asking your
Yeah.
questions because of that. If you're gonna ask the hard questions, the questions that need to be asked, they don't like it. I noticed one thing about Juventus that kind of frustrates me a little bit, and I just noticed it this morning because I posted a joke. I think you may have commented. I haven't gotten to look at it. I just saw the notification. The
Oh
one with
yeah,
my
yeah,
kid today,
yeah,
the
yeah.
joke thing.
I
So
saw it.
on that it can tag, but on Facebook, I think I'm 90 years old. I still get on Facebook, but it goes straight from Instagram to my Facebook, and so it tagged for my local stuff. But Juventus will not let you tag. Like
Oh, okay,
their
okay.
tag will not show up.
I know what you mean.
So it's one of those things that made me be like, okay, I see what we're dealing with here when it comes. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't like it because it's not open to criticism. But it is what it is. When things are going fine, you can be a little bit
Yeah,
more of a you can have some tyrannical leadership a little
yeah,
bit, but it's just a little bit. That's just one of the frustrations to me because there's a lot of questions as the fans I would like to see asked, and I'd be like, and I don't see any harm. I don't see the harm in asking questions of why couldn't people are always talking about it in the freaking chatter in the comment section about why couldn't Sule get some run, why couldn't this guy get some run, all the people that are De Winter, whatever, just all the names that you want to throw out there. I don't see any, we say Ake at the bottom there too. Anyway, I don't see the issue with that, but it is something that's definitely stuck out a little bit that I've noticed
yeah.
that Juventus has done late, or at least lately, or probably for a long time. Getting back into it, but yeah, I did. This is backtracking a lot because I'm just going with what's in my head, and I apologize. But yeah, definitely that's my main question that started all this was it did confuse me because I know Allegri used to be so good at adjusting, and it just seems like now that either he doesn't want to or the adjustments he makes, like it's I don't want to. I hate using this term. I don't think the game has passed him by. I don't like to say that, but is it just like is he stubborn in his ways?
Yeah,
Is he refusing to
he's
do what's
super
pretty
stubborn.
clear to everybody else?
He's super
Yeah.
stubborn, and I would say he's scared to
Mm-hmm.
go for it at times. And I think seeing them play yesterday, Villarreal, I'm like, really? You didn't go for it against this opposition? Because I said it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the last month and a half. I started watching games, not full games, one full game, and I was against Real Madrid. I would say last week,
Yeah.
I think, and then it's like 30 minutes because they were beating teams easily. So I was like, I'm not watching this fully, and I was like, I said it when I came home. I won't say they play expansive football, but they are more open than they used to be. So I was like, okay, if they play the same way, we should win that game
Mm-hmm.
because they're not that good if they give you space. And they gave a lot of space to us. It was just we were very poor. Like we were poor, especially in the last 35 minutes. It was awful. Like it was watching Sunday League football. Like we couldn't keep hold of the ball at all. Like nothing, no one. There was absolutely no one who can do that. So like that game was missing Dybala, someone who can take the pressure off. But Uh, so they were more open at the back, and I'm like, really, you're not going for it, even when it was 1-0. Like you're actually gonna sit back because there's no away rule. So what's the point? Like 1-1, I tweeted out that game was pointless. It's useless. Like it's a throwaway game. Like 1-1 is nothing. You need to win. Like if it was with the away goal rule, I wouldn't say that's an amazing result. Yeah, it's a good result. It was just a bad game. I would say that. But now it's 1-1. It's pointless. Like that game, you kind of need to forget about it. Like the result, it doesn't matter. You need to win at home now. That's what it is. The only advantage you have now, if it goes to extra time, you have the extra time at home. Like that's the only quote unquote advantage at the moment. So I was pissed because that the first 10 minutes in the second half, I had the feeling we were going for it. We were gonna push on now, and we absolutely did the opposite of that. We we pushed back. Like, we just sat back. I would not say like Villarreal were putting the pressure on not big time. I was like, if we didn't make that mistake, we would have won that game like easily, because it was not like Chesney was needed to make super saves or our backline was blocking shot after shot or just keep heading crosses away. It wasn't that type of game. It's just we made one unexcusable mistake at the back. Like that was that happens when I play on Sunday actually, because like it's for fun. Like nobody holds his position.
Yeah.
Like you do what you want a bit. Like that was what it looked like. Like at this level, that goal shouldn't happen ever. Like never. Like it was just like an NFL like busted coverage. Like it was how the hell did he get open like that? That's what it was. And that's when I came on and I bashed Rabiot, so I take that back because I needed to watch. That was my mistake. It was mostly because of the leg. But before the ball went, like Bonucci also did something very strange. Like he made a run and it confused the leg and saying, do I, like I need to close it down now. He did that, but he went too far, like way too far. And yeah, and Rabiot was sleeping. Like I was also talking about Rabiot in the first half. Like he was out of position, and a ball. I don't know who it was from Villarreal. Was it Parejo? I don't know. Like someone made the ball, like passed the ball, or was going to pass the ball beside, alongside him to another player, and he was pointing. Like I don't know who he was saying, "Look at that guy." I'm like, dude, that's your guy. Who are you pointing at? Like, do you want Locatelli to leave his guy and do your work? Like, I was like, unbelievable. And that's the questions I want to see from a journalist saying, what the hell was Rabiot doing in that instant? Why is he playing? Because does he add, what does he add? Like, I want someone to come in that presser and say to Allegri or ask Allegri, what does Rabiot add to this team? I actually want that. I actually want someone to ask him that. And I think he's gonna give you the most generic answer ever, and then you know he's offering nothing. If you cannot pinpoint something, saying he's good in, I'm just making something up, like in transition. If you cannot pinpoint one good thing he does, you know he's just playing him for the sake of playing him. That's it. But nobody's asking him that. So that's very frustrating because they keep asking him stupid questions. Like every presser, I would say 3 questions are always the same. Always. I'm like, come on, man. Is that what you're going to do there? Like, what do you think about the result? Or like, they asked him, what do you think about the away goal rule? They asked him that after the draw. They asked him that in the pre-presser and in the post game. I'm like, that's 3 times. Like, he's not gonna change his mind, man.
It feels like at this point, like Juventus, they pick their guys, they walk in, and you get handed a question. This is a softball you get to ask. You get to throw this softball. You get to ask, you get to ask next time. You get to ask how his family's doing, and then the one after that, you ask how, typically you'd ask how De Ligt played because De Ligt is usually always good. Yesterday he didn't have a great match because of that. But at the same time, it's always softball after softball, and there's these questions where we go through, and usually in the daily video after, we'll have the quotes from the players and the coach. And like half the time, I'm just like, I react, and I'm being honest. I'm just saying it's coach speak. 90% of the time, it's coach speak, which means he's saying nothing. He's saying a lot of words, but it means absolutely nothing. It's his way just to continue on. And I understand. We have to, I give him a little bit of slack just because of the situation that Juventus have put themselves in to get him to need to come back and all that. But at the same time, you're at the part of the season where that cushion, that whatever that parachute for you is off. Like at this point, it's your team. It's your team, and Juventus also got you the guys you needed to get the job done. I understand certain health issues, and we'll get into talking about how the this is J Medical FC right now. That's really what it is. You could start a better team probably that are in J Medical than you are actually the team you're able to field right now, which
Yep.
is frustrating. Um, Actually, let's just first off, okay, there's one, or not just first off. One thing I want to say, there's like 50 something people in here right now, and we had like 24 likes. We better get those likes up right now if we want to keep doing these. So just hit that like button right now. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, all that good stuff. All the plugging stuff I have to do. Anyway, let's talk about it today. Unless you really have anything you want to hit on before I get into the injury situation. Anything you want to go before I really dive
No,
into this?
no. We can talk about the injuries, and then because I see a lot of people chatting, so we will go into that topic, and then we will just open it up to the chat.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. I like to. It's better for me if we just talk. Julian and or not Julian. Sorry, Alejandro and myself. Going through all this, we read all the chats because I will just get distracted and I'll be going left and right.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, obviously, just the big loss, especially in a really solid performance, quote unquote, the American Pirlo yesterday with the performance Allegri, not Allegri, sorry, McKinney was having out there. I mean, he went from literally the Torino match where he couldn't complete a pass. He literally missed a guy by a mile every time he tried to take a pass, and this guy was delivering long balls and deep balls left and right now. He was playing fantastic, and then, of course, the way it always has to end is, in heartbreak, where he got taken out there by, I can't remember what was the player's name. The substitute that came on.
I cannot pronounce his name. I said it in the preview.
Yeah,
I struggle.
Yeah, I was trying to set you up.
I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try.
That's fair. Anyways, and then we have another player in there. We're losing another midfielder. Now, I mean, we got Dybala out. We got to talk about that situation. Something's going on with him. We got Key. I mean, you go through the whole list. It's too long of a list for me to really just read off right now all the players that are out. At this point, I hate this question. I would say, is Juventus? How much can we? I don't want to say snake bitten. That's not the word I really want to use. But it's kind of like how much is it equally misfortune on top of the bad play?
Wait,
like to play.
So,
or I guess, how would you weigh it right now?
Yeah, partly, yeah, and partly it's the same players, so they're injury prone. A lot of players, so it's a bit of both. But it's just like it's a bad moment, and it keeps getting worse. It's like it's written in the stars. It's a bit like Atalanta. They had a lot of injuries, so it's like it is what it is. Like you need to deal with it now. With McKennie, I said it to Julian in the group chat, I think after the game. I'm like, I feel weird sorry for him because he was playing very, very well. Especially not the last international break, the one before that. He picked it up, and usually, like we talked about it, it's his running, like the runs he made. But in the last month or so, on the ball, he improved. Like he takes on players now, and he gets past players and I never saw that before. Like he gets past players with pace, and sometimes just pure technique, and he's very important for Allegri. He is, like, he's super important to Allegri, and missing him now, like, you're gonna feel it big time. Like you're gonna see it on Saturday and moving forward. You're gonna see he's not playing. You're gonna feel it because it's not gonna. No, I will say fluid, but people in the chat will say we don't play fluid, and I agree. But the few times we go forward, like a lot of things happen because of him. Like actually, a very important bunch of the things we do happen because of him. Like you said yesterday, he was. I don't want to say he was. Everybody. Yeah, like the most of the things that we were doing was revolving around him yesterday. Like he was part of a lot of things we done yesterday. So I feel very sorry for him. I actually do. It's 8 weeks, but it's gonna be at least 10. Like he needs to get it back to win it. Maybe he can play the last 2-3 games I think it's done for the season. I hope not,
Yeah.
but I feel really bad for him. Like for some reason, it's like Chiesa. I don't know Chiesa's longer out, but I feel really sorry for him because he was playing well. He was actually playing well
Hmm.
after getting a lot of stake, also from me. So I was like, okay, you improved. You showed you're actually one of our better players. When just looking at pure talent, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be one of the better players at the team. Like just looking at the
Yeah.
squad, he shouldn't. But he is. So credit to him. And I feel so sorry for him. Like I cannot get it out of my mind. I feel sorry for him.
The best the best way for me to really summarize McKinney and what he brings to Juventus and what he's really done lately is I've described him from day one. It's kind of a bulldog. You know, if
Yeah.
you've ever been around a bulldog, the way they run, like for their small, not he's not small, but for their size and for their heftiness, they're fast as heck. They're just pinballing all across the place. He's running. It's that. It's a couple of other ways to describe him. I guess I would say, and we use this term a lot in like basketball stuff. He's kind of the glue guy. He's kind of the glue guy that pulls together the team that really helps make things happen.
Yeah.
He's your you look at the you look at the midfield. He's your biggest offense, attacking threat right now. He was in the midfield right there. Locatelli may take a couple of shots, but they haven't been hitting here in a while. Zakaria, of course, he's done that, but I don't know enough to see how much Zakaria will actually be looking to take goals here long term, as well as Rabio. He'll hit one a year. He'll hit that one that he gets, that one miraculous one a year, and that's what he's doing. So at this point, that's exactly what I view as Weston McKennie, and something that we're losing not only for Juventus, but also not that most of the people in the chat or watching the channel will really care. But he's been as important as he's been for Juventus. He's been more than that for the American
Yeah. Yeah.
U.S. men's
Yeah. Yeah.
national team.
He's
He's
their
been
best
like the
player.
guy.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, he passed Pulisic at this point. Like, he passed a lot of those guys. I
Yeah.
mean, when it comes to like lately, and it's been wild. So it's really, really disappointing to see that happen to him. To see, hopefully, it doesn't, derail his career. I hate to see any kind of injuries. I don't
No.
think it
No.
would, but it's just a really rough patch for it to happen.
Yeah.
Really, just taking you out of the season. At this point.
Also because he was
So we'll say
vital
that we're
for Allegri. That's like if he were to be like if I don't want Arthur to get injured, but if it was Arthur, he would be like, yeah, but like he's a rotation player. But McKennie was basically he was a starter for Allegri. Like he was a starter.
Yeah.
He was a starter. So it's like, yeah, it's sad. It's sad because I actually feel sorry for him. I actually do.
I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Dewey Cox.
No.
It's like okay. Anyway, there's a part of the movie where it's a comedy, but it's based off of like a country thing or whatever. Anyway, basically, it's the guy from Step Brothers, not Will Ferrell, with the other guy. Anyway, and he very jokingly, I mean not jokingly, he tells him seriously, but it's a comedy, and he says the wrong kid died, and that's how I felt during this watching the game. As Rabio's out here, fine and healthy, and just one time, it couldn't have been Rabio, could have been him just taking, not a serious injury, but just leave McKinney out. Leave McKinney, let him be fine. Maybe Rabio's given a hustle play. Maybe he gets a sprained ankle. Maybe that's all I ask. Maybe just give us just one win here. Anyway, and then also one of the things that really not really frustrates me, but I guess at this point let's put the roses on McKinney and then look at what we have to do going on from here. Especially when it comes to while we're still talking about injuries, I guess we got what is Juventus doing with the latest rumors. I mean, how are you feeling with the Dybala situation? I know a lot of people are not going to be happy to hear about this. Let's just hit it real quick.
I have no
And
idea.
are you? Yeah, I'm
There's a
starting to get more
meeting.
pessimistic.
So the board meeting is now in the next few days, and then they will talk in January. But like Dimarco said, they're gonna drop the offer even more, and Nico was saying like 7 + 1, so it's basically the same he's earning. And Paulo was saying every renewal is going down, and even older players are not gonna get the deal they usually would be getting at the club, which is fine. I agree with that. Uh, like looking at Quadrado, you cannot give him 5 for like 3 years. Like you cannot do that, or 4.5. Like that's stupid. Should be 1 + 1. You're not good enough. You're allowed to leave on a free because you're not bring like you're not an asset. Like nobody's gonna pay 15 to 20 mil for Quadrado at that stage of his career. So that's good. Dybala, we need to see. I said he's gonna stay, but if the offer is actually 7, like the same plus 1, he's gone. Like he's gonna walk. I don't see him staying. And then it's like I don't want to talk about next season or the summer, like transfers. It is what it is. But let's see. I think it should be clear next month finally, so we can put that behind us in a positive way or in a negative way. And people say staying is negative for some, but like in general, I think in March we should finally know is a soap over. Like, is he gonna go? Is he gonna stay? I think we should be knowing by next month finally. But that's that, and that's also why it's important for Sule to play, because like naturally he should be his replacement. And I'm not saying like season start him, but like, do you need to pay 50 mil for Zaniolo? Do you really?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
And people say, you cannot bank your house on Sule next season. I agree, but like at least try him out now, so you have some sample size and not just training games or under 23 games. That's not the sample size. But yeah, Dybala, all the contracts. I think we will know next month.
Yeah, I think I'll leave the other contract really talk just to the daily videos. I put my opinions out there. You and I agree on Bernardeschi and stuff like that. The Dybala one, the main thing, and yeah, like I said, I know a lot of people don't like to hear about it, so we won't do too much. My only thing that I get to is, if that falls through and Dybala's gone on a free, that's a decent little gap there, a void that needs to be filled by Juventus. Is it just trying to slide Sule in and try to be like a replica, a poor man's Dybala, or something like that? I don't know. I don't know what could really what Juventus will, especially because you're losing. You're not getting that money in return that you would have made from selling Dybala before. So I don't know. I don't know where Juventus goes. That's something that worries me. Moving on into next season. You guys are free to let your comments go in there. Like I said, please hit the like button if you're still in here. Any other final thoughts when it comes to Dybala or a replacement for him?
No.
Yeah,
I will
maybe
read out some. I will read out some comments. Wait, I will start a bit at the bottom.
Real quick, Stephanie, thank you for rejoining the Bianconeri Zone today. I see that happened, so thanks.
So Sophia, I don't know what you mean. You said we could get the number 18 from social for around 25. I have no idea what you mean by that, so let me know. Let me see. Whoop. Once you roll an ankle, it will never be the same strength. That's not really true. It happened to me. It's fine. Like once you torn your Achilles, it's a mess, and that also happened to me, and I can still feel it when I play. That's different. But an ankle, you will be fine. You will be fine. It's not gonna, like with Chiesa's injury, that's gonna take a lot out of him speed wise. So that's a big injury, but the ankle, he will be fine. Picasso saying Mikani was the best player yesterday. I watched the game back. First half view was very good. We just took a super goal, and that's it. We didn't play well overall over the game, but yeah, that super goal, it messed it up. Like, it was a game you should have won, and I'm not saying it was a done deal. You're through to the next round, but like, you needed to mess it up big time, to not make it out. At home, you should be losing. You should. That means you're losing with 2 goals to Villarreal at home. That would be kind of insane. That would be insane.
Yeah.
Usman
I think.
Oh yeah, you go.
Yeah, you're about to read what you're about to read. What I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Usman saying losing Dybala wouldn't hurt us immensely. He will more than likely join Inter. I don't think he's joining Inter if he leaves. I actually don't. But if he, like, I'm not gonna blame him. Like, it is what it is. I don't think he's doing that. Yeah, Hanina's saying let's get Sule ready for next season, starting now. We should, like, I'm not saying at Empoli. I don't expect him to start at Empoli, but like, give him good amount of minutes, so we can actually form some sort of opinion on him. Because
Mm-hmm.
now we have nothing. Like yeah, you have under 23s, but like that's not the same. It isn't.
Yeah.
It's a shit league to play in. It's very difficult because it's like I watch some of these games and I'm like, what the hell am I watching over here? Like it's scrappy. Like the pitches are
Mm-hmm.
horrendous. Like it's Sunday league, but then at a higher level, like that's what it looks like. The stadiums where you play in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the same, but every time he touches the ball, it's quality. Like the goals he scored, it's just quality. Like it's pure, it's talent. So it's
Yeah.
up to the club now, or up to Allegri to, I would say, exploit that talent or test that talent
Mm-hmm.
out. It's to a certain degree, but
Well, and that's
so
where I
let's
stood
see.
on it because it's so. There's just things that you see Dybala do that nobody else is capable of doing on this team right now, and like losing that is what matters. And I understand there's the whole point of if he can't play, he's not doing us any good. We're wasting money. But at the same time, I just until I see somebody else who can do just talent wise what he can do, I wouldn't do it. I see Sophia was talking about Raspadori of Sassuolo. That's who she meant. 18 from, but I think she had corrected that. So I don't. I mean, do you? I saw there. We talked about it a few weeks ago. It came up the Raspadori. There's news or whatever. I had been under the thought that he was going to Inter for the longest time. Um, your
Um,
thoughts on that? I
I don't
mean,
know, but, like these type of things. I need to wait till the summer because Caio again. I feel sorry for Caio because he could be out for a year, if in the worst case scenario, like just a year, literally a
mm-hmm.
year. That's brutal for him. Like that's a big, like at this point of his career, like he should have gone out on loan. Now he didn't, but in the
Yeah,
summer, that's missing a big part of your development. It's gone. So I feel really sorry for him. That shouldn't have happened at all. So he's out. Morata, do I think we're gonna get a discount from Atletico? No, so I think he's out. Keane, I think if PSG want him, the club will ship him out. So I need to see who's gonna say Dybala. Is he gonna leave? Is he gonna say
mm-hmm.
Bernardeschi? So like the options again. In worst case scenario, like Vlahovic is the guy who's staying. All the all the players around
Mm-hmm.
him, we have no idea what's gonna happen. So maybe yes, but let's see what's gonna happen. With
So basically, we're
Raspadori, but
going back.
I'm not his biggest fan. Like I think
Mhm.
he's good, but I don't think
Yeah,
he can be the starter at us.
yeah.
If somebody thinks that, fine. Like, but I don't think that he's that type of player for us. But he's good. But
Basically, what we're doing is if everything goes negatively, we're going back to the Sassuolo, back to that mine, and we're just gonna be like, I just give us this, a little bit of that,
yeah,
and then we'll try again next year, see how it goes. I mean, and Raspadori seems like a fine player. I don't know that he's gonna be, anything special at Juventus, but at least, I wouldn't be upset with it. But again, certain things, not that they matter, because players are fans of teams until another team pays them. It's kind of the thing. I know he's an Inter fan, but at the same time, I
oh,
mean,
that's no
is it?
problem. Like Maldini was a Juve
Yeah, it doesn't
fan,
matter.
Chiellini was a Milan fan growing up, so that's fine. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is what it is. You're at the end of the day, you're professional. Like Chiellini, esports Juve. Like he's if you say Juve in the last couple of years, you say Chiellini. He was a Milan fan. Like at the end of the day, we are diehard
Yeah.
fans. Maybe he was like I don't want to say a fake fan, but like he watches game now, like one game every month. Like it's not like us, so it's okay for them. Like I don't care about that, to be honest. It
No,
is what
it's
it is.
it's 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 so different fanhood from being a fan who doesn't play to being a
Yeah, yeah,
player of
yeah,
a sport. Because like I grew up with them playing football
yeah.
here in America, locally Louisville, Kentucky. I'm a Louisville fan. One of my friends was a big UK fan. He played. He was a quarterback for our high school and stuff like that. He used to be big UK, whatever, talking all this crap. They didn't recruit him and he hates UK. So it's kind of, or not hates him, but he's not, committed to him. So it's just kind of one of those things where, that happens a lot. It's a different way of looking at it when you're actually playing the sport. You're not that, not to say you're not invested, but it's different when you can actually go play somewhere else.
Someone saying I let Bisciglio, Dybala, Quadrado, Rugani, Rabiot, Sandro, and Bernardeschi walk. That's fine
that's a lot of
if
fucking.
you have that money to replace him. I will still keep Dybala, but yeah, but we don't have the money, so that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna
Yeah.
happen, never. Uh, like
Let a third of your team leave. Just like
yeah,
that's
and
fine. Just
again,
go.
like I would say 90% of the players, I'm like, yeah, I don't care if you leave, fine. But
Mhm.
oh no, somebody's saying Berardi. I don't want to hear that.
I know. I've
Yeah,
seen it happens all the time.
He's
I
better
see
than
his ads.
Bernardeschi, but
Yeah.
that's not an achievement being better than Bernardeschi. But Berardi, he has a
Mhm.
weak mentality. Period. Like he doesn't want to play for a top club because he's scared to compete. No chance. Like
Yeah.
that's a definition of being weak mentally. Like it is what it is. You should be like I don't get it. Like you're a top player, you're a good player. You could have joined a top club, not just us, also Inter, like good clubs. You say no because you're feeling comfortable at Sassuolo, which is fine, but you're not a top player and
Hmm.
you will never be. So no chance, like, no way. Um, so that's that.
Yeah. I think Zenith was saying, I guess if you want to just go back and forth, we can pick up through a few of them. It just stuck out to me. But Zenith, one of our members, said, we do need way better backup players because our squad
Yeah,
depth
yeah, I
is
agree.
bleep. Besides our defense, I agree with you, but the problem is we got to make sure we have enough starters right now that are playing before we before we forget about our back. I guess that would be our backups. As long as when they're not healthy though, they become the starters. But I agree.
And
I just
Mr.
think
Dax
right
is
now,
saying, why is Berardi playing? Why was Berardi playing for Italy? No idea. But he got benched really quickly because he was shit. Like he was awful. He was not good, and he got benched by Chiesa because he should have
I
been
mean,
benched. Like the fact that he was actually
yeah.
starting over Chiesa was insane because he's not a top player. He isn't. And again, Immobile is not, but he's playing because there's nobody else. Insigne is playing because there was nobody else. You know what
Mm,
I mean?
I
And
mean,
they're not playing. They
I
don't
mean,
play well
also
for
like,
Italy. Berardi
and
is not a good
I
player.
absolutely
He's a
love
good
him,
player, but not a
but
top player. Period.
I was saying I absolutely love him, but Balotelli's getting a chance.
Excuse me?
Like Balotelli's playing over in Turkey. Balotelli's getting a chance with Italy
Yeah,
right
he's not
now
getting a
to
chance.
play.
He just
But
made
no,
the
right, but
he made the
they called
60
him up.
man roster for a
Mhm.
training camp. He's not gonna. If he gets it,
Right. I mean,
that's insane. If he gets it.
well, I know, and I agree. But what I'm saying is that that's how I mean, the room was because you had, Immobile and people like that. You
Yeah,
had
yeah,
enough
yeah.
that they were like, okay, we'll at least give him a shot. That's where it is right now. So I don't put all that stock, especially if Juventus can get. I mean, look, they went for a guy like Vlahovic, obviously, instead of just another Italian guy. It's I'm also the guy who, of course, is usually pushing for Italian talent, but right now, I'm not seeing that to be the
You muted yourself. You're muted.
oh, sorry. How long was I muted for? Just
No,
like a
just
second or
when you
the.
ended your sentence, you muted. Um,
Oh, sorry.
Zayn is saying, did I pronounce that right? No. Ziani. Ziani is saying, I don't think Berardi would accept, but if Berardi would be a squad player for us, I'll take him in a heartbeat. He's not going to be a squad player. That's why he never joined us in the first place. And that's well known. Like, it's not a, how do you want to say it, secret. That's the reason why he didn't join us. And I always say, if you said no to us once, ciao, it's done. The train passed. Like, it is what it is. We shouldn't be, how do you want to say it? Like a hotel. Like you come and go whenever you want. No. You said no. You felt comfortable. You got a lot of money at Sassuolo. You were the main guy. Nobody will take your spot away because, well, it's Sassuolo, with all due respect. Like, they don't have tons of players in the same position. So you made your choice, and now is what it is, and you will play for Fiorentina or something like that. That's it. Or Milan if they're actually very desperate. I could see that, and I can see him doing very well for them. But no. Antonio saying
Yeah,
Cherubini wants
that's what's up. See,
Raspadori. Yeah, but let's see. I don't know if
I mean,
Dybala leaves, if Dybala walks. Like I said, like we need to wait until the summer or until March because a lot of players can walk, especially up front. So we have no idea. And today I saw something. Allegri wants an experienced player to come from the bench as a striker option.
mhm.
Um, so we need to factor that also in. Who's gonna be who's the experienced player? Who's also need to be cheap and is willing to sit on the bench most of the time to be playing second fiddle to Vlahovic. So I don't know. It's very early to talk about it.
Yeah, the most frustrating aspect to me of this is honestly that we're just, I mean, that it's not even March yet, and we're already back into the
Yeah.
Mercado talk. Is what we're doing. Like, and it's fine to do, but at the same time, that's where we're stuck right now because guys are dropping like flies. That we have to look at these options, and in renewals, we don't know how they're going to go through. That's what's a bit frustrating to me is that we're not even really able right now to just really get into the players
No.
that we have and trying to develop them, or instead the conversation instead of being we need to bring this guy in. We need to bring in, all these players. I don't even know who's the guy that you all love that somebody posted. I think FIFA Addict said, lads, why not? How do you pronounce that?
Ooh.
Kunku or
Oh,
Nunku?
Nkunku, yeah,
Nunku?
Nkunku. Yeah, we're not linked with
Kunku.
him. We just hype him up.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly. But I know that you guys, no, yeah, I didn't, I knew you were trying to,
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
make it happen or whatever. Put it into the ether or whatever you will call it. Anyway, instead of the normal talk of like trying to utilize guys in different ways in different formations right now, we've just fallen back into this. And I don't know if it's because guys are so resigned that Allegri's not going to do anything different with any guys that we have, or it's just we just don't have any of those guys right now. I don't know. And it needs says, welcome
Yeah.
back, Quagliata, or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry, I've been muting a lot because I thought that maybe a little bit of the what you suffered from, the little the pandy. We thought it may
Yeah.
have hit the house, but it was all negative. So I don't know. It was something else that hit us. Something else. I keep escaping it, but there's something else that's killing me, and I
It's
just keep
coming.
coughing, and I'm trying to stop it. It's coming for me. We'll see.
Ziani is saying we're talking about transfers because Keen is about as useful as a. What the hell is this? As a rubber razor
Useless as a
blade.
rubber razor blade.
I never heard that. I need to. But yeah, it's not just Keen. Like it's just in general. But like I prefer to talk about. Like we have big games coming out. Like would I say that the next ones are exciting? No, they're nerve wracking. There will be nerve wracking. I will say that.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that, even if it's painful at times, most of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the transfers at the end of the day, we have no idea what's gonna happen. Like no idea. Like you said, with the free agents, with the deals, with just players in general, the league. Are you gonna make top four? Like it's all very. I don't want to say vague. It's very open. Like all options are open. So talking
Mm-hmm.
about it now, like it's March. Like it's kind of like the Mercato just closed. Like I don't know. It's fun,
Yeah.
but like we need to do what we have now. We don't have a lot. We have a lot of injuries, so it's up to Allegri to step away from his beliefs or
Yeah.
his way, because his way, I don't think he's gonna make it with his way. He's not gonna get that top four. We will struggle big time to
Mm-hmm.
Villarreal if he's just gonna go with his way, I think.
Yeah.
So it's up to him now. It's up to him to actually earn the money you're getting from the club, which is more than 8 mil. Now it's time to earn your money. Now. So
Something needs to happen. And I mean, that's why I remember before I was so nervous at the end with Pirlo, and we got lucky. We lucked in at the end to get top four, really. But at the same time, I thought Allegri would be able to come in and do something and make what we have, make chicken salad out of chicken bleep, like a lot of people like to say. And instead, it's been more of the same or worse. I'm looking through the list right now. One of the questions I want to throw out to you real quick, because who was it that said that? That was Zenith who said that about Keen. Am I crazy? Is this a crazy? You're gonna say yes, but at the same time, is it crazy for me at this point to say maybe give him? I don't like seeing him used really that much in like a striker role, but maybe give him a little bit of run on the wing, like a little bit as a
um
winger there in the midfield, a little bit. Like
so
I
first
don't know if that's.
so first happy birthday to Hasta, who I think is, yeah, his birthday is today. So happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Um but
happy birthday, man,
He needs to play on the left,
or lady.
and we need a right winger at the moment, or if you want to
Yeah.
call it a winger. So that's not gonna really work. Yeah, you can play him there, but he is better. I'll say better, but he's better on the left. So I don't think that's gonna happen. I agree with the
Mm-hmm.
number 9 part. Like there's no number 9 spot. Like it's Vlahovic, is Morata, and then it's Keane.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen. And what I've seen from Keane, it's not gonna make a difference. It isn't. Like, and I know
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, I think he got good spells in terms of
Mm-hmm.
minutes, and every time he plays, I'm looking. Even the game against Spezia when he scored, like that game, he was awful. Like when he comes on, like he
Yep.
looks lost. Like it's the first time he needs to play the sport. Like that's what it looked like. Looks like at time. I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're running straight to, against people. Like that's what you're doing. Like how many times does he just run straight against an opponent and he loses the ball? I'm like, are you blind? Like
Mm-hmm.
can you not see him there? Because I don't know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I don't think we should be pinning any hope on him. Like anything at all. I think it's just he's gonna play because well we're short, but he's not gonna make the difference. He isn't. Maybe if the team was
Mm-hmm.
well oiled like a machine, he will come in and do his thing. I have no doubt about it. But coming in a
Mm-hmm.
struggling team and make the difference, that's not him. And I don't think he's ever gonna be that. To be honest, he's a good. You can be a good squad
Yeah.
player in a good team, and we're not a good team.
Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to do, yeah, and that's why it works so well at PSG. That's the only reason I wondered if maybe, you got the talent when you have Dybala in there, of Vlahovic, even Morata in front of him, maybe to give him a little bit of space and then see what happens. I think I was trying to do a little bit of a mad scientist thing here with him, but also, yeah, you're right though. I do notice that with him when he's out there, it does feel every single time he's got some playing time, and obviously his minutes from the beginning of the season to now have dwindled, diminished to practically nothing. But when he does get out there, it's basically it, I try. I want to say this in the nicest possible way. It's like a Make a Wish kid got to play for the
Yes.
team for the first time. But you know what I mean. Where he has no real like he's done no training with the team. He doesn't
Yeah,
know what their
yeah.
like their plans are, their formations or anything. He's just kind of out there trying to figure something out. And like I wouldn't say that I described McKinney this way at all because McKinney was jumping and bouncing all over the place, but he had a purpose. I don't feel like Moise Kean really has a purpose at all. Like
No,
he
no.
doesn't know what he's trying.
At the moment, yeah, no. That's how do you want to say it? That's hitting the nail on the head. Like he has no idea what he's doing. Now, is that just coming from Allegri? And I mean, in terms of training, like he actually has no idea what he's doing, or he just has no confidence and he's coming on that pitch and he has no idea what he's doing. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but he's not. What I know is he's not gonna help us out. He will not
Mm-hmm.
help us out for now. So I don't think he's gonna help us out until the end of the season. I can be completely wrong, and you can score the 1-0 against Villarreal in the 90 minute that gets us to the next round. But
Yeah.
from what I've seen this season, him bringing him on, like every time he comes on, I'm like, yeah, okay, like why? Like it's like you said when he took out Vlahovic against Torino. Like
Mm-hmm.
really, like I don't know. Again, yeah, we had Champions League, but really, you know what I mean?
It was Allegri. Like it was effectively him punting on the Derby della Mole. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Your one real chance punting American football term. When I say you're okay, sorry for a second. I thought your face was like, "What's he talking about?" But
no, no,
I
no,
mean,
I know, I know.
he's
Yeah,
raising. Yeah, yeah. So basically, that's how I viewed it. I was like, "Oh, so we're done. We're done playing today." And that's when I was like, "Okay, well, I can go ahead and start, getting my post match comments ready." I know unless the other team somehow scores, then
yeah,
we
yeah.
can
I
be
agree. I agree.
more infuriated. I don't know. I don't get it. Vlahovic didn't look. He didn't look like he was ready to quit either at that time.
No, he was angry.
Um.
He was not happy coming off. He wasn't
Yeah.
because I remember the camera zooming into him and he was like, really, like you gave me nothing to
Mm-hmm.
work with and you're now taking me off. And I agree with him. Um, Mr. Dak saying I can't wait for the season to be over to start a new season with a full squad. I don't care about the full squad. I just cannot wait for the season to be over. Period. Because
Mm-hmm.
it looks like the season is going on for 5 years at this point, and it's not even 1 year. Like it's taking a like not a toll mentally. Like it's not that deep, but like it's a roller coaster with some highs, but the highs are not like the highs are a result, but not like how we got the result, and then it's just a new low. Like it's very
Mm-hmm.
strange. It's a very strange season. It's basically an extent of last season, but a bit worse in my opinion. I don't know. My
Can
feeling
I?
is worse.
Yeah. No, it does feel about the same or worse. Yeah, it does feel worse too. And I think maybe it's also because
It's the second season
Pirlo
now.
got a little. it's the second season. Then also Pirlo got a little
Yeah.
bit of. You gave him a little bit. It's his first time.
Yeah.
This is Juve. Just try to see what they can do,
Yeah. I
and
agree.
and if it doesn't work out, they bring back Allegri. You bring back Allegri, and it's worse than what Pirlo's doing. Pirlo, at least, he got two trophies last year, so potentially no trophies this year. My thing is what I'd like to posit for people is and I understand the I'm ready for the season to be over sentiment. What tells you next year is going to be better?
You
What
know,
tells you
nothing.
besides you know what I mean? Like, yeah, oh yeah,
It's just a pause. It's like a long international break.
yeah.
And you doing transfer meters for selling delayed or not for 2 months.
Yes, exactly.
So it's gonna be fun.
Delict is Dybala the contract meter? I guess we'll do the contract meter. Is Dybala going to get renewed or not? Bernadeschi's going to get 5.6 mil.
Oh
He'll
my
be
god.
getting that. We'll be able, when you're not paying Dybala anymore, you can pay Bernadeschi is what we get out of this.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we can be positive on. And Usman brings up a point saying, I think people were too harsh on Pirlo. And
No, I was okay. We didn't
it's
have the
hard to argue
channel.
that. Yeah.
Did we have the channel?
Yeah.
No, no. Oh yeah, he got.
Uh,
No, you made the first video when Allegri got signed, basically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I did it like 2 days early from our launch date. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So I never had my say on Pirlo. Wait, what did he say? I forgot what he said. What did he say? You read it out.
Usman said, "I think people were too harsh on Pirlo."
Oh, okay. So I was not harsh. Was it good? No, it was not good. But I knew it's his first job. I cannot really shit on him. Like it was his 1st job. Like Zidane, people say Zidane. Like he trained basically the under-23s of Real Madrid for a few seasons, and he worked his way up.
Yeah.
And Pirlo he got his badges. He signed he signed up to be the under-23 coach, and a week later, Agnelli said, "Nope, you're gonna coach your first team." So I was like, "Okay, what? Like, what are we doing?" I know what we were doing. It was just vibes. It was just vibing. Like the whole season were just vibes, and not good vibes, like bad vibes most of the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, at the end of the season, I was like, oh, he's struggling. Like, and I felt sorry for him. Like, and people say he shouldn't have taken the job. I think he should. Like, it's Juve. Yeah. Are you really gonna say no? Like, with all the players you had, like, I don't think anyone was going to say no. So I was like, okay, but he was out of his depth. Now he made top 4. Napoli messed up. At the end of the day, he got more points than Napoli, and he made it. That's what counts. He made it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good season. And he's gonna end with more points than Allegri. And Allegri, does he have a better squad? I would say yes, but he lost Ronaldo at the beginning. He got Locatelli. I know he's got a lot of injuries. Like this season is kind of crazy. But with his experience, he should be getting more points than Pirlo. He should be getting in the top 4 with the squad without any problem. So let's see. Like now we're bashing him. Maybe, and again, I'm not celebrating top 4. Like if we get top 4, I would say, yeah, Champions League football. That's it. Move on. It is what it is. Like I'm not gonna make an hour video about getting top 4 and being all excited. I'm not. If people expect us to do that, if we don't make it, I'm gonna lose my you know what. So I'll do that. I promise that. But just in general, he needs to make it. And maybe, I don't want to jinx it, or I'm just fantasizing because it doesn't sound realistic. Maybe in 7 games from now, he's in, I would say, like, let's say he's 7 points clear of the fifth place. I'm just fantasizing, and you talk differently. But I don't believe that. So,
well, I think, well, first of all, I don't think anybody. I mean, and there are going to be people that are going to be doing that. They're going to be celebrating 4th place like they celebrated last year. And again, it's what it should be. It should be a you're wiping of the brow, wiping your sweat away, and just saying, okay, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. That's not good. But Juventus, you can't win 9 straight Scudetti, and then act like you're excited to go to Champions League. Like that just can't be. That can't be your goals. You can't play for Champions League finals and still have that mindset. I hate the restructuring of expectations that fans do, and that I know Juventus wants you to do that because it makes them people happier and all that, but at the same time it's just I do better is what I would say.
Yeah.
First off, I have one. Before, we're gonna get back in these comments. I have one thing. I have a gripe with you. I need to talk to you about right now, on air, in front of everybody, in front of the kids. It's what I'm
Kids.
doing right now. I look in here and I see Haneen dropping a new emoji. It looks
No,
like it's
no, it's
a
an old one. It's an old one. The Lakery
oh,
one.
it's an old one. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to make sure. I just want to make sure the next emoji that gets added is one for you,
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
got one for me, and we got one for Julian. I didn't. I guess I just never noticed that, but I just want to make sure we get yours on next.
Because
And
you were talking and I came. I wanted to bring something on really quickly because
go ahead.
um, Juve, they posted on Twitter photos from yesterday celebrating the Vlahovic goal and then saying we want the same passion or the same, hunger next, but even more like season. I tweeted it's Passion FC. People were coming at
Yep,
me and saying I'll take Green Tower, take the passion over. Like I'll take that, like any day of the
I
week. I'm
saw it.
like, but yeah, we need quality over passion, and they're like, no, it's a slogan, it's fino alla fine. I'm like, yeah, but the slogan is also winning is not important, and it's the only thing that matters. And then people say, yeah, but that's not really the slogan. So I'm like, yeah, you're moving the goalpost now. Like, what is it? It's one of the or the other. Like you cannot pick and choose. It's both. It's both slogans of the club. It's until the end,
Mm-hmm.
fine. Like, but it's also winning. Other all the other things they don't matter. It's just winning, and we're not winning at the moment. So you cannot pick and choose and say,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I want to see fight. Yeah, fight. Like I don't, I don't get it. Like I don't get it. Like the relegation teams show fight at the end of the season. They show fight, and you're like, oh my god, they made it. How did they make it? Made it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but they're crap. Like passion is not gonna get us over the line. Like it isn't. If people think that, they're, I would say, delusional. They're delusional. Like this team doesn't need passion. They need quality in
Mm-hmm.
terms of playing. Because we go out there and we have no idea what's gonna happen most of the times. Like every game, because we have so many lineups. Every game I'm watching, I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen today? Like like if I
Yep.
watch Liverpool, I know what's gonna happen. If I watch PSG, if I watch Man City, even if I watch Bayern, if I watch Leipzig, like those teams, I know what's gonna happen. I know they're gonna play that way. This is gonna happen. If I watch us, I'm like, okay, what's gonna be this? What's gonna happen today now? Who's gonna mess up or how are we gonna set up? We talked about it with Julian many times. Like waiting for the predicted lineup, it's like waiting for
Mm-hmm.
Christmas for us. Like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? It shouldn't be the case. Like, we should know those players are starting basically week in week out. Besides one player, or like with us, it's a mess. It's all over the place. So all those things combined, like passion. I keep saying it. Like it was frustrating because people were DMing me, like, don't DM me. Just tweet in the open. Like I don't care if people can read what you
Yeah.
think, what I think. Like I say things. If you don't agree, fine. Like I don't care. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but passion. Like are we hyping up passion now? I don't know. Weird.
These are, I mean, it's such a weird thing. I know there's different outlets and different beliefs when it comes to your fanhood, and that being a fan means that you just have to cheer for the team in thick and thin and all this sort of stuff. That's fine. You cheer or you support your team in the hard times. We're doing this channel through a quote unquote hard time, I would say. We're doing this daily. We do multiple videos a day talking about this team. We are supporting the team by doing that. Does that mean we have to accept crap soccer, calcio football, whatever you want to call it? No, it doesn't. No, you should expect better. I'd say if you're a good fan, you should be wanting them to play better, to do better. You should expect better of your team, and that's what frustrates me. Is when you accept that, then they can get comfortable. But also, one of the things I want to make clear: whenever they say the passion stuff, I'm just glad the players out there is passionate. He's trying hard. He's getting paid he's getting paid generational money that, like,
Yeah.
you most people here, I would imagine, watching this, unless Allegri is there again today like he was the other day when I was doing it. If Allegri's watching, or not Allegri, Agnelli, sorry, if Agnelli's watching again, yeah, it means nothing to him, that kind of money. But at the same time, the money that they're getting paid do better. You're getting paid. Dybala's getting paid that kind of money. Vlahovic now. Ronaldo was getting paid that kind of money to go sulk on the side
Yeah.
whenever somebody wouldn't, pass in his direction. Stuff like that. That's why I get frustrated. If you just see them actually trying or running hard, that's fine, but that's not something to celebrate if you're losing games. If you're, if you got how many draws they have lately. I don't know. Let's get into a few of these. I know we're going to have to wrap it up here in
Yeah.
a little bit. Let's see. There's a couple questions I saw.
Wait, Mr. Daxter, do you
Haneem
think
was
the
asking.
Roma match was passion or the subs? So the subs make the change, and I agree that that game was pure passion and green top. But it's one game. Like you're not gonna do it for the entire season. Like it's not gonna happen. You need quality. You need a game plan, or you're not winning games. Like it's top level football. Like it's not amateur football. It isn't. So you
Who
can have you can
who
have
coached the
some of
game?
those games. Excuse me.
I said, who coached that game?
Oh yeah, it was not Allegri. Oh, we're gonna make those jokes.
I know.
I never
I'm
make the
kidding. I'm
jokes. So.
kidding. I know. I'm not being serious about it, but I mean, it does stick out. Lenducci made his whatever. It was a solid move by Lenducci. It's a good adjustments. I'll say that. Oh, where are the questions? Okay, sorry. Somebody had a question. Okay. Giovanni Cristiano was asking, "Do you guys think who do you guys think is the biggest future, Fajoli, Moretti, or okay?" We kind of answered this a lot. I think I don't know when it comes to who has the biggest future. I kind of tend to agree with Alejandro before, where you said about Moretti having the most raw talent. It seems like,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but that's not saying he's like any of those players is gonna make it.
yeah.
Like, but looking at the needs of the club, it should be Sule. Like, if he gets an
Mhm.
opportunity, you know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah, well, that and then also Sule should, because right now, I mean,
yeah, yeah,
he's got the best starting position because the Argentine
yeah,
national team is reserving him over Italy right now, so he's got a leg up
yeah, yeah.
compared to
I
any of
agree.
those players.
Someone is asking, is
Uh,
Pellegrini injured? No, he's fine. Yeah, because Allegri basically threw him on the field yesterday. He threw him. I don't know if you
I
saw
didn't
that
even
video.
notice that he got in.
No, so the
Yeah,
Chilio
I know I
sat
didn't.
down and he was warming up Pellegrini. So he still had his training or just warming up stuff on. And like Allegri was just losing his shit. Like he was basically throwing on the field, but like the ref blew the whistle, so he was checking on the Chilio. So like I had no idea what he was going mad about. Like there was time for Pellegrini to get ready, but like he was losing his mind. I don't know why, but like it is
Mhm.
what it is. But he's fine. Also the Chilio is fine. It was just
Yeah,
cramps.
okay. Dax says, and then throws it back at us saying, "So passion can change the results."
Yeah,
I
one
mean, yeah,
time,
yeah,
like
but
one time. Oh no, no, I'm not having this. They can change result one time, not the entire season. If you think
mhm.
that, I don't want to insult you, but like you're lying to yourself. If you think that, you're gonna be very disappointed at the end of the season. You're not gonna hit your goals based on passion. One game, yeah, but not an entire season. No chance. Absolutely
I,
no chance.
I,
Because those teams in relegation, they show passion, but they're crap. Like there's no quality, so they will go down. You can show all the passion you want. If there's no quality, you're not making it.
I'm trying to avoid being the yell and scream guy. I'll eventually do that probably. I'm not that
No,
hyped up
no.
right now, but what I will say, and I know Dax isn't really gonna like get at us that way, but what I'll say is this: passion is a fucking prerequisite. I don't know why I went for that word. A prerequisite to play the freaking sport. That's what you should have
Yeah.
passion before you step on the field. That should be it. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to work it up later and hope that changes anything. It's as soon as you go and play the game. If you want to play the sport and you want to be good at it, you have passion. End of story. If you don't have passion, don't be on the damn pitch. That's my question. That's my main phrase. So, but when I say that is, you should have passion. I should not be cheering for you for being passionate for playing a game which you get paid millions of euros to play. That's it. I mean, that's why I get a
No,
little
no, you're
frustrated.
right. And
Um,
no. So I want to read out one more before we end up, and it was a good one because there was a debate on Twitter today, and that's from Picasso, and he's saying, honest question: do you prefer to play well, so beautiful football, like Inter against Liverpool, but lose 2-0 at home, or play badly, so bad football, like us yesterday, but make a draw, get a draw? Now, I will say a few things. So I want to play good football. at the end of the day, if you win, and it's not good, but at the end of the season you win titles, a lot of people will say we won. That's sport. Like 100 years of now from now, you will see, oh, they won a title in 2022. Nobody, it's not gonna say they won a title, but they played awful. Like it's not gonna say that. So that's that. But the comparison with the Liverpool game and the Villarreal game, I don't get. Are we comparing Liverpool to Villarreal now? I don't know.
Right.
Like, because that's not right. Inter played well, but at the end of the day, Liverpool had quality and they won that game. Villarreal didn't play well. We didn't play well, but Villarreal has not the quality as Liverpool, and also doesn't have the quality as compared to our squad. So it's a weird comparison. I know what they're trying to say, but at the end of the day, winning is winning. Like you need to win. That's it.
It's the one thing, the way I can take this and the way I can posit this a little bit differently is I see like Zenith's response to Picasso. It's a bit of a silly question, isn't it? It's a results business, but the problem when I look at it is this. Look at the whole picture. Obviously, Champions League is important, but look at the whole picture of where Inter is right now and where Juventus is.
Yeah.
And that's where I would relate it. I would say I would rather Juventus be playing their game if their game was a beautiful game and it played well and they're clicking and they just happen to have one game that they get their ass kicked and it happens. I'm fine with that. If it just happens, that's, I mean, I'm not happy about it, but that happens.
It's
but if your entire damn season is playing like this and getting draw after draw after draw after draw, no, I almost, and I'm not saying give me the other, but I just don't think it's all things are equal. You have to look at the whole picture. You can't just look at it under a microscope in one game situation. Because I don't think many people would argue. Yes, Juventus have played fairly well when they play against Inter. They've played a decent game against them. They, it's a lot of draws, whatever, lately, but they haven't gotten blown out or anything like that. But at the same time, Inter right now, at least in this moment, are in a slightly better footing.
Yeah, they are.
As on a whole.
Yeah, they are 100%. And Arnin is right. The annoying thing is that Allegri said that when we tied 3 games. Yeah, it was very strange. But he said that now, but like he said that in the past many times. So it's not like, how do you want to say? It's not something crazy or like, oh my god, what did he say now? Like he said this many times. So it's like, yeah, it was just weird. But he was asked about it playing well, so it was a direct question. Like it's not that he just came up with it for some reason. Like he was asked about it, but it's no how do you want to say it? It's no secret that Allegri thinks that way. I think that's why a lot of fans just criticize him. So it is what it is. Like it's always gonna be there. And I will say one more thing. That's why when people say Pogba, I'm like, no, like but no, I'm not a fan of people going away and coming back. Same for Bonucci. Like it was never the same with Bonucci. Like it wasn't. Like the feeling, like the feeling is not there. You know what I mean? Has he played well? Yeah, but like the feeling is not. It's not the same, and that goes for everyone. And maybe also coaching. I think Lippi was maybe, but like that squad, like never mind. Forget about it. He came back, Lippi, but that squad was like just unbelievable. Like one of the best squads I've ever seen. If you look at those squads, like you can come back. That squad was just loaded. Like on the bench, it was just loaded. Like I've never seen anything like that. A modern, like not even now. Like those squads back then. I'm just taking it back because I'm getting depressed talking about now. Those squads back in 2003, like the squad, the bench was just insane. Like City comes close to that, but like not the same. Like City have quality on the bench, but that Juve squad back then, like it was loaded. Like you can bench 5 starters, you can put 5 from the bench, and it's kind of looking the same. Like it was that good. Now our starting lineup is kind of iffy, and if you look at the bench, you're like, yeah, never mind, just keep playing. Like it's good like this. It's not good, but just keep playing. So yeah, it is what it is.
Absolutely. I think just in the last couple of pointers, I saw Jose and JJ were kind of saying the same thing. If Juventus played Liverpool, they probably would have lost 4.
Yeah, for sure. We lost 4-0 to Chelsea. So
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah, definitely. I think, do you want to leave it there? I think for today,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
it's good.
that's probably a good place to wrap up. I'll go ahead and do this first, guys. Basically, reminder. Okay, see, first off, hit that freaking like button. If you guys are still here, please hit the like button. There's at least if we. I don't know how we don't have 50 likes here. We've had at least consistently about 50 some odd people in the chat and watching the video. Please just hit the like button. It's a way to support us. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. So please do that. Anyway, just a reminder though, especially hit the like button because tomorrow we are doing. I'll be out here live. Maybe somebody will join me. It might be Julian. We'll see. Depends on what's going on with him. Otherwise, it'll be me here for the live, doing the giveaway for the Vlahovic jersey, the shirt that we're giving away. It's official home shirt for Juventus, for Dusan Vlahovic. We'll be giving that away. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure if you're going to be doing it, make sure you've already liked and retweeted the tweet that's out there on the Bianconeri Zone. There's two different ones, but I can see them all. So don't worry about it. I'll get you guys in there, and then we'll be giving that away at some point during the live tomorrow. So make sure you're tuned in for that. Besides that, though, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Follow us on all our social media stuff, and we'll see you guys tomorrow